In Southeast Asia, the families that are most likely to become economically independent, owning enough land and home.
Southeast Asia is a big critical part of world trading system. Spice trade includes pepper, ginger, cloves, and nutmeg.
These economic policies are examined in connection with protectionism, taxation, monetary policy and credit, ownership, labor, and industrialization decisions.
1970 to 1980, growth rate percentages are 5.3 in Malaysia, 5.1 in Thailand, 5.7 in Indonesia, 7.7 in Singapore, 3.4 in the Philippines.
Efforts since the beginning of 1970s to assume a leading role in promoting peace and stability in Asia, especially Southeast Asia, by providing economic aid and by offering to serve as a mediator in disputes faced to constraints.
In the Korean War, an involvement of the United States in Vietnam stemmed from its Cold War containment policy. After World War II, stop the spread of communism was the principle of the United States foreign policy. U.S. President Richard Nixon ordered an invasion of Cambodia, widening the war in Vietnam. In protest, millions marched across the U.S. University campuses are shut down by student strikes. 4 protesters at Kent State University in Ohio are killed by National Guard troops.
One reason for the quick spread technology was that by the early 1970s, Southeast Asian countries had become the world's leading producers of the key electronic components. As a result, countries in the region gained early access to emerging technologies and enjoyed a tremendous economic boost. With the personal computer boom of the 1980s, with the exception Southeast Asian countries, embraced computer technology in a big way. Of course, public access in the region was generally limited to urban middle-class residents.
The first wooden camera was made by Bramson Photo Industries. The purpose was for taking high school yearbook photos. The above camera is a later version of their cameras which were rented to photographers. The previous wood version, the above camera is entirely manual except for the shutter, which also has an electronic release. Both use 35mm film and both use a string to allow photographers to properly judge the distance to the subject. The versions are extremely rare, especially in the near mint condition.
Southeast Asia consists of 11 countries that range from eastern India to China and is generally divided into mainland and islands zones: Burma, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam.
Many sea and jungle products are unique to the region and were therefore much desired by international traders in early times. The water buffalo drawn cart is a common sight in rural Thailand. The vast majority of Southeast Asia falls within the warm, humid tropics, and its climate generally can be characterized as monsoonal. The animals of Southeast Asia are diverse on the islands of Borneo and Sumatra. The Buddhist culture has lasting as significant impact.
The 1970s are famous for bell bottoms and the rise of disco, but it is also an era of economic struggle, cultural change, and technological innovation. Americans celebrated the first Earth Day in 1970. The disco balls and bell bottoms were also created in 1970. The Beatles come together.